there's no point at all, in dreaming small.
Hello everyone, welcome to A Day in My Life. These Day in My Life videos have been requested by some of my followers and friends. People wanted to know what a day in the life of a busy day looks like, and I did that on the very last event I went to before the coronavirus lockdown was put in place. So I'll put that somewhere up the top and in the description for you to watch that. A day in the life on a speaking day. So the day in the life is a day in the life of working at home. So I wanted to show you what a day at home working looks like for me. Now this is a day that working from home looks like anyway. This is not specifically a COVID video because, you know, a lot of my work is at home in bed, hence why you see me in bed all day today. This is my workspace. Not the greatest thing for, you know, hygiene and health, but I can't sit in my wheelchair all day every day, so bed it is. But I've been able to, you know, fill my day with lots of things to do. I have to be busy. I do not do well being bored. I'm always doing something. I'm a workaholic. As my colleague puts it, I've got a 100 mile an hour 24/7 brain, and I really do. And I'm a massive workaholic. I need to keep busy. So even when I'm stuck at home, I'm always doing stuff. There's always so much to do, and also I take on far too much work just so I'm never quiet or never not busy. The only time I'm not busy is when I'm poorly. So if I'm ever quiet and not doing anything, it's because I'm really, really ill, even more so than usual. But it's been a nice way to share with people what my life looks like, because I think people have a misunderstanding of what my life looks like, what it involves, you know, how it works. I've shown you some of my cares and, you know, basically all the work I do. So, you know, this day will show you what a day in the life of a work day looks like for me. I've got a busy day ahead. It's going to be crazy, but it's going to be fantastic. I've got a lot of calls, a lot of things to get through, but I'm really pleased and happy with how it is. So I hope you enjoy this day in the life video of a day working from home in the life of Lucy Watts MBE. I tend to sleep in the mornings to try and catch up on sleep that I lose at night, and then I wake up, I've got bags to empty, IVs to do. Then I have my nebulizer, which is what I'm having now. I take some medication and then start doing some emails, and I'm ready to get on with my day. So it's Monday lunchtime. I slept in this morning because I didn't have a great night, just to go and catch up on some sleep and stuff like that. And then I woke up and my BBC article about the coronavirus and my life not being saved has come out, which is very exciting. I'm very proud of that, and I've had a massive response. I've had so many emails and messages and comments and so on and so forth, so that's fantastic, and it was lovely to wake up to such positive messages, which is wonderful. I'm just about to start a call with two colleagues all about our sexuality work. Well, it's not really about sexuality work. We work on sexuality for young disabled people, but we're also looking at some COVID related work. So we're trying to plan out a project for some COVID work and the impact on young adults like me. So that's what our call is going to be about. Then I've got numerous other calls on today. You'll see I'm quite busy today. I'm always busy, but not quite as busy with so many calls as I am today. But lots of work to do, lots to get done, and I will update you a bit later. So I've just finished my call with my Sexuality Alliance colleagues, Maddie and Sarah, on a project we're doing all about young adults and families' experience during the COVID pandemic. So we're trying to pad out that project, the application, the co-researchers, all the things that we need to do to build the project to apply for ethics approval and for funding for the project. So that's exciting. We had a really good productive call. I'm now just got 10 minutes until my next phone call or Skype call, so I'm now doing a bit of emails, working on a couple of things, trying to catch up with the stuff that's come out because of my BBC article that's come out today, so lots of contact about that. And yeah, so I think 10 minutes to do that, get my bags empty, fill up my drinks in case I get thirsty, and then move on to the next call. So I'll speak to you later. Yeah. But yeah, I agree with Sally. It was just so positive to hear that, you know, it's benefiting in ways even that we didn't think it would benefit. I think it's quite nice. We've done the project bit, but it's beyond that now, and it's just quite nice to know that you know, our little ramblings and our little conversations and our work has actually made a difference. And it'd be good for me and Sally to have as well, as a kind of memory of what we've done. I can put it on my website and share what we've done, and I think that'd be quite nice to have a report that serves, you know, your needs and the Sheffield's needs, and art kind of like brings it all together and says, this is what we did and this is what we learned, and now this is what we're going to take on in our lives and do in our work. And it's just nice, I think, to have that report separate to our resource, but just a report reflecting on what we've done and how we've done it. And I think, in a way, little worksheets, people can pick and choose then what they take, which is quite nice. And we could have an overarching resource that lists all the different resources, and even like the web links to where you can access them, but then the individual resources can be downloaded separately. Then we had avoiding discrimination, policies a workplace should have, and then there was one about creating resources for employees or for the public. I finished those first 3 or 3 calls. That went really well, both very successful calls. I'm now waiting to speak to my continuing healthcare nurse, and continuing healthcare is how I receive my home care. So I was just waiting for her to call and see how things go. Hello. The others want quite a lot of hours, so I don't foresee any problems with covering the shifts. Some of them want longer shifts, other ones want split shifts. There's one that's travelling a little way, so she'll do a couple of shifts over a couple of days and then go back. So we've got quite a good cover. I thought I'd ask, I just thought, because it obviously is necessary for the nurses to learn. So it's been a busy day so far. I'm now sorting out more emails, social media, stuff like that, just trying to keep up with everything. It's been a bit of a whirlwind day. I've got another call in 20 minutes with some colleagues, patient and public involvement colleagues. So we're going to talk through some work we want to do, some ideas we have, put together a letter and so on and so forth, trying to advocate for the rights and needs of patients, carers and families in the current COVID pandemic around healthcare. So that's going to be exciting. I've just been doing some emails, catching up with people. I had a phone call just now with my continuing healthcare nurse. So just catch up with some emails now, empty my bags, do some bits, and then get ready for my next call. I'll hopefully be able to relax. I don't know whether I'm having a call after this next call. I think I might have another call with another client, but it depends on how we are both feeling. Lots still to do, and I'll just see you a bit later. It needs to be to the point. Yeah, that looks good. And I bet they're getting asked all the time, can my partner stay, can my parents stay, can my child stay? How do you know who needs that care and who doesn't? At 6 o'clock or just before, we have to take my TPN, my intravenous feed, off and disconnect that and flush that line and administer some medication through my other line. So that is what my nurse is doing in this video. She's getting my meds prepared and then taking to my TPN off, flushing my line, flushing the medication and putting that through, and then just putting the caps on the lines. So that's what we do. And then I have meds throughout the day, so IVs throughout the day. I have my feed on for 21 hours. I have my Hartmann's on overnight. So I'm always, or not always, but almost always connected to something. Here my nurse is just flushing my line and administering the medication through that line. Here we are doing my lung volume recruitment exercise, which is where we help inflate my lungs to help me produce a better cough. So we breath stack, where I breathe in and my mum or the nurse squeezes the bag 3 times to expand my lungs, and then I breathe out and cough to help clear secretions, and also to make sure that my lungs are fully ventilated and the air reaches the base of the lungs so I don't end up with a chest infection. Here I am taking my sublingual fentanyl. This is a drug that helps with pain, and it's absorbed this form through the gums and the under the tongue. Just doing more emails, social media and so on. Here we are putting up my TPN and IV fluids. These are administered straight into my bloodstream via my Hickman line, the tip of which sits just inside my heart, and that keeps me alive. That gives me the nourishment and the hydration that I need to survive, all the nutrients I need, and it keeps me able and well as much as possible. I've been on it for 9 years now. So the line's just been flushed, both lumens have to be flushed separately. Then the line is primed, each giving set is primed to remove the air, to then allow us to connect it to each lumen respectively for the different infusions. And my TPN runs over 21 hours every day, and then my Hartmann's just runs overnight until the morning when my next IV comes. So this has been a day in my life, a very busy day with lots of work done, lots of things to do and so on and so forth. We're now kind of starting to get ready for bed. As you've seen, my TPN has now gone up, so that's my intravenous feed and fluids, which is called Hartmann. So that goes directly into my bloodstream via a line straight into my heart. So I've got my 2 infusions connected into both lumens of my line. That will go straight into my bloodstream. The TPN over 21 hours, the Hartmann's just overnight until the morning, until my first dose of meds in the morning. So I'm all hooked up. I've got things to finish off before we go to bed, but we'll try and get an early night because we've got no night carer tonight. And yeah, it's just been a busy day. I'm absolutely shattered. I'm just doing my last lot of emails and work and stuff like that, and then I'll be heading to bed. So I hope you've enjoyed following me on a day in my life. It's been quite full on, not as full on as it can be, but you know, quite full on, and I hope it's been interesting to see what a day in the life of Lucy looks like when she's at home working, and including during COVID as well. So thank you for following. Do keep up to date with my YouTube, Lucy's Light, and other social media that I've got. And yeah, let me know if I can support people in any way. If you've got any videos that you'd like me to film or any ideas, just let me know, and I'll see you next time.